As you see for your planner, we have a geography map quiz on Tuesday. You will not be able to use your maps to help you. It is from memory, like I told you before. So if we look at what we are doing today, one of our learning goals is I can identify physical landforms of Greece from memory. I can analyze resources to collect data. I can explain the meaning of mythology. Okay, so make sure you have written this in your planner. If you don't act shocked when you have a quiz on Tuesday. Okay, because it's in there. Now, the stuff that you need to know for your quiz, I don't know, since I wasn't here yesterday for the second half of the day, were you all able to work on your map or not really? And if not really, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of different parts on the map, different spaces. Okay. Did you get a chance to watch the video where I was talking about what the Peloponnesus is, what the uh, isthmus is, and stuff like that? Okay. That's going to be important for you to know because it's stuff that you need to know, but it's not on any of these maps. So you have to know where the Peloponnesus is and what the Peloponnesus is. You have to know what the Corinthian isthmus is. You have to know what the Greek mainland is. So I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I'll show us again today. I might need to borrow your Chromebook just so that this sits up correctly. Thank you. Yeah. So if you're looking, if you got confused, because you are going to be labeling your map today, we also have some other things that we're going to be working on. So the Greek peninsula. One of the things that's important about Greece, and you saw this in what we did yesterday, Greece is actually a peninsula that's on another peninsula that's connected to Europe. Okay? So Greece, the mainland of Greece, kind of starts, you see kind of where the Adriatic Sea and the Aegean Sea, if you draw kind of an imaginary line kind of from here to here, and you can even come a little bit further south so that way you're not in Macedonia. Like you see where these little things are, it looks like a little claw or a paw where it's got the three fingers.
What about the goldfish? Yeah.
Goldfish, yeah. The goldfish, it does look like a goldfish. Um, a little bit, if you come here, so it'd be a little bit north of the goldfish, but kind of where the little paw is here. That's a good spot to kind of think of where the Greek mainland starts. So the Greek mainland is the big part of Greece. Okay. The Peloponnesus is this little part here. Okay. It almost looks like an island. The only thing that keeps it from being an island is the third part of Greece, which is called the Corinthian Isthmus. So last year you probably learned in social studies or science that an isthmus is a narrow bridge of land that connects two bigger pieces of land. So kind of like we learned last year that a strait is a narrow body of water that connects two bigger bodies of water, and a canal is a man-made strait. An isthmus is a strip of land that connects two bigger pieces of land. If it wasn't for the Corinthian Isthmus, this would be an island, but because it's connected, it's a peninsula. So that's going to be super important for you to know. Greek mainland, Corinthian Isthmus, Peloponnesus. Okay, so that's going to be super important for you to know. Now, when you go to do your map, this is very important. I'm going to say it, and even though I'm going to say it, some people are still going to mess up. I do not want you to write down when you go to copy your map or when you go to label your map, you've got three resources you can choose from. You can either use our textbook, page 222, there's a map. On the digital textbook, you can see it there as well. You can use these maps in the back of class, or you can use the slide presentation that's on Canvas. Notice, did I tell you you can go to Google Earth? Did I tell you you can go use the internet? No, I don't want you to do that because that's going to be modern Greek maps. They're going to put you in the wrong spot for things. We need ancient Greek maps. So use this map in class, use page 222 of your book, use the Google slide presentation that we had. Now, here's the thing that's important. On your map, I don't care if you use the map in the back of class. I don't care if you use your book. I don't care if you use the Google slide. If you use the map back here, or you could use any combination of them, you could use all of your resources available. You are only labeling the 16 things that are on this list. So if you look at the map on the back of class, there's a lot more stuff on that map. Do not just go to that map and start copying down what's on there. I don't want you to do that. These are the things that you are responsible for knowing for the quiz. The quiz will be made up of these things. Now, I will tell you, I called it the Peloponnesus. In the book or on the map, they call it the Peloponnesian Peninsula. So these two things do kind of go together, okay? But remember, the mainland is also a peninsula, okay? Last piece of advice I will give you before I let us get started working on our maps. Remember, we are going to have time to work on our maps. This is not hangout time, things like that. Did you all get a chance to label your maps yesterday? Okay. So, on these maps, it can be a little bit hard, excuse me, ladies. It can be a little bit difficult to know what you're looking at when you're looking at a blank map, right? So if you're looking at a blank map, sometimes it can be hard to know what's where. So here's a couple pieces of advice. On this map, anything that's water, it's shaded a little darker. So you see how some of it's darker and some of it's lighter white? The stuff that's shaded darker is water. So that's something that can help you to start to figure out where to label things if you get stuck. Something else that can help you, look for shapes and islands. So when we're talking about Greece, I always tell people find the island of Crete. Remember when we did the drone footage, the first drone footage video? That was the island of Crete, okay? If you're looking at a map of Greece, if you find Crete, it's always going to have the same shape. It doesn't matter if it's a map that's really zoomed in. Doesn't matter if it's a map that's really zoomed out. Crete's going to have the same shape. So even though, are these two maps to the same scale? No. But if I can find Crete here and I can find Crete on this map, then I can figure out where other things are. So the landmarks I would use for Greece, in the south I would use the island of Crete. In the north, you see how there's this peninsula with the three little, it almost looks like a bear paw and claws? Use that peninsula to help you find things in the north, okay? Use the islands to help you to figure out where things are, okay? So, we are going to start off with our lights on red. If we can prove that we can be okay, we will be able to work with our lights on purple as we work on the map. Remember, you are only responsible for writing those 16 things on your map. Remember, the Corinthian Isthmus, the Peloponnesus, the Greek mainland are not going to be labeled on your map or in the book. That's why Mr. Seymour told us about it. Okay? Are there any questions on what we are doing? Yes. If we can earn purple, yes, but while the lights are red, no. Okay. At this point, you may go ahead and start working quietly on getting your map labeled. If you are going to use a book, page 222, I think, has the best map.